Hi, I'm Alicia Dietrich. I work in the Dean's Office in the College of Fine Arts, and I'm so lucky I'm here today with Professor Megan Hildebrandt in the Department of Art and Art History. I'm so excited for this chance to talk to her and to introduce her to you, our students in the Department of Art and Art History. So welcome, Megan. We're glad you're here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So can you tell us a little bit about what you'll be teaching in the fall or how students might encounter you in the Department of Art and Art History?
Yeah, so in this coming fall, I'm going to be taking on, well, I am now have now taken on the director of core, which is the first year foundations program for the department. So I am doing some administrative responsibilities with that, sort of keeping things running as smoothly as they can for our first year students. And also I will be teaching 3 of our foundations core drawing classes.
That's awesome. In your bio, you describe yourself as an artist, educator, and arts and health advocate. And also in your artist statement, you note that your experience as a cancer survivor in your mid-20s has heavily influenced your practice. Can you tell us a little bit more about your professional pathway and how your roles as artist, educator, and arts and health advocate intersect?
Absolutely. It's one of the biggest passions in my research right now, and it has been for 10 years. So in 2012, while I was getting my master's degree, I was diagnosed with cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma, stage 2A. And it was my first month of graduate school to get my MFA, actually. So since then, necessarily, since I stayed in school and just kept going to get my degree, I've always understood art making alongside the experience of getting chemo infusions and everything and all the scans that come after, right? And so for me, it was just such a natural marriage of being an artist, having an unexpected health crisis as cancer is. Um, Autobiography has been key to the way I work and the way I teach for a really long time. But that moment is when it really solidified that my research and my creative work needed to forever have in mind patience, because I was a patient and everyone's going to be a patient at some point, especially right now. We have that in our minds as much more potentially than we would have in other years. We're all going to be a patient at some point, and how can we as artists enhance that experience? So I say arts and healthcare advocate, not as an art therapist. I'm more interested in bringing all of COFA, the College of Fine Arts, together with our partnership with Livestrong Foundation to get performances live streamed during infusion. Live performances happening once we have a vaccine for COVID and can get more access to the building. Theater scenes happening for pediatric infusions, say. So I really now have taken that pretty traumatic personal experience and really made it the kind of backbone of the kind of artist I want to be and the kind of art I want to teach, and I want to pass that passion on. I think that artists must be responsible citizens. So I like to think of myself as a citizen artist, and I like to encourage my students to think, what could that mean for them?
And how's your health today, Megan? Are everything healthy and clear?
Yes. When you are a cancer survivor, you kind of always have that, you're thinking, okay, when's my next scan? But I'm now, I think 8 years out since they declared me cured. So after another year or so, I shouldn't have to have any more scans. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. That's fantastic.
Mhm. Thank you.
So, as we've all been quarantined during the pandemic, how are you finding ways to stay creative? What's inspiring you creatively right now?
Well, I started a series. So, right, I'm quarantined with my 7-year-old, my 16-month-old, and my 35-year-old husband, and we are all at home together. I would say the one thing that's really like kept me creatively like healthy, I guess, is asking for other people to send me descriptions of their households in quarantine. And then these drawings behind me, you can see, are all like, I'm just making a ton of these drawings of other households in quarantine. And so anyone can submit. And I'm again thinking of like, how can you, this is another intersection, right? Of healthcare, of domestic life and autobiography, but it's like other people's autobiographies. So it's all, wrapping into one thing. So I'm doing a lot of data collection, I guess, and then seeing how the drawings change and people's descriptions of themselves during quarantine change over time too.
Oh, that sounds really interesting. What's something about you that would surprise your students or your colleagues in the department?
Hmm. Um, I like to go to bed by 8 p.m. every night because I need a lot of sleep to keep up the energy. And I really do not do well with movies that have any kind of suspense or sad ending. Like I cry at Charlotte's Web.
It's a sad movie.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah. What would you like to tell the 20-year-old version of yourself in college?
Oh. The 20-year-old version of me in college. Stop comparing yourself to everyone else. You should have broken up with that one guy like 6 times already. And you don't know what you're going to do until you just try a new medium. You don't know who you are yet. You don't know what your style is really. You don't know what field you're going to go into really, but you do know you're a creative young thinker, and that's why you're here.
That's really sage. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for talking with us today, Professor Hildebrandt. I really enjoyed getting to learn more about you. And I know our students are looking forward to seeing you in the fall. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, see you soon. Thank you.
Bye.